Hey everybody, good morning to you all. Here is an update on the situation out of New Zealand. Mr. Barry Young, 56 years old, who I reported on my backup channel, Rebel Yes 23. He came out and was exposing data that he had witnessed for himself while he was employed. Well, because he was employed up till they arrested him and now faces 7 years in prison. But he was exposing the data that he was witnessing for himself. Now, I'm sure you guys already know this data, and I'm not going to revisit it here, only for the fact that this video is going up on my main channel, and, well, we don't want any kind of strike there. But what is interesting about this is the Te Watu Ora division of that tracks all of this, or that deals with the jab dispersal to individuals, claims, and her name is Margie Appa, that all of the information that 56-year-old Barry Young was putting out into the public was misinformation. And you know what's interesting on top of that? This individual, Margie Appa, says that only 4 deaths can be attributed to the roll-up-your-sleever out of the 12 million people that received the jab. Okay, let's think about this a second here. Hold on, let me think about this. So we here on this platform, and the American people, if they were indeed being informed of all of the dangers associated with taking the jab, they would be able to see that the percentage of deaths, we're just talking about overall deaths, has risen by how many percent over the past couple of years? How much? Okay, that's one. And we would see that there's definitely an issue there. Also, we see that in the military, the number of individuals that are now coming up with HIV has risen how much percent? So for them to say that the information that this individual has exposed the public to is misinformation would then indeed be misinformation on their part, now wouldn't it? But you know what else is really interesting here? So the Texas Attorney General has intent to sue Pfizer over misrepresenting their product as being safe when the efficacy level is not what they represented it to be. Would that then indeed be misinformation that a corporation has spread? If that's the case, then why is it the only recourse a government entity such as the Attorney General out of Texas, the only recourse that they have to go against a corporation for spreading misinformation about their product is a lawsuit? The people that intentionally put out this information from the corporation themselves, they need to be locked up even more so than the individual who took data and exposed the public to it. But you know what? Do you know what is even more interesting? Let me show you exactly what they're calling this guy now. This guy is a hero. Mr. Barry Young yelled out in the courtroom, according to the information, he yelled out, freedom. But do you know what Mrs. Margie Appa is calling him? Well, yes, he spread misinformation. That's what they say. And they say that makes him a conspiracy theorist. That's exactly what they go on in this article to state right here. We take the security of our data very seriously and are extremely disappointed at this gross breach of trust by this individual and his alleged involvement in spreading harmful misinformation. How about you come out with the same information that we've already seen, and then you explain to us how he could have gotten it so wrong. And you're not doing that. But it is interesting, you call him a conspiracy theorist as if the information that he was sending out, well, was for like-minded conspiracy theorist individuals. No, he was putting out that information to the world at large so that they could see exactly what you were covering up. So come out and fix this information and show us how it's misinformation, but you won't. You know why? Because it's not misinformation. That's exactly what's going on here. And the individual that faces 7 years, nobody that is responsible for the deaths of citizens around the world are going to be held accountable and put in prison for hundreds of years for death after death after death associated with the product that you claim was safe and effective, and it's not. And no recourse can go against them because we can't sue. Individuals can't sue for the harm that they've suffered from this stuff. And nobody who put this stuff out is going to face prison. And the only recourse that we have is an attorney general out of Texas who's willing to go up and sue them. Well, you know what? If you can show that they intentionally put out misinformation, which he's attempting to do, why can't you go after individuals that are involved in putting out a product that was intentionally meant to kill people? That's what I want to happen. But the only person who's going to suffer out of this is someone who wanted the world to know what was truly going on. And now you're going to label him a conspiracy theorist because you got exposed. And when you get exposed, the only de facto thing that you can call an individual for exposing you is a conspiracy theorist. We have been seeing this time and time again, well over the years, so we know it's not a conspiracy theory. It's conspiracy fact. Thanks, everybody.